This is Wayward, and this is my Lord of the Rings online stream. There are many Lord of the Rings online streams, but this one is mine. We are tracking Wayward, a Hobbit Minstrel, through the Archet intro. This is our third episode of this, and we are just getting to the end instance where Wayward, in the company of John Brackenbrook and his brave hunters, are going to fight those brigands and get control of their town back. Let's get started. Here's Kitty. See Kitty? I have a kitty. Right now we're going to talk to John Brackenbrook, and actually I'm going to carry Kitty in my arms because this is no place for a kitty cat. Are you ready to go? Very well. Let's go.
John Brackenbrook and his hunters have reached the outskirts of Archet to find it already ablaze. A desperate struggle to save their village is about to begin. Hopefully, you have arrived in time.
We have no time to lose.
There's not much time to lose already. The town burns. We have only a short time to rest here before they see that we've broken through the east wall. I fear we are less safe by the moment. I will fight alongside you, John Brackenbrook.
We must save Ned.
I have cleared the jail yard of enemies. Ned. Oh, poor Ned. Deer's close by. He escaped the slaughter at the Badger. You have to help him defend the Badger. Those Black Wolves want the Hobbit and the captain. I saw something in the flames. Go after them. You must save them. Alas, poor Ned is dead.
Archet must still be saved.
Calder Cobb and Otto's treachery was just the beginning of the battle, I fear. We must find a way to the Mad Badger Inn. Peg has left us a way into the marketplace. Perhaps there is a way in through there. Follow me. Poor Peg Pruner.
There are more up ahead.
You fight well, Wayward, but I fear the worst is yet to come.
We must find my father before it's too late.
The marketplace is safe for now, but we must press on. If we tarry too long, we will lose all of Archet. We must find another way into the center of town. Now we should secure the crafters area. Come! Those black-hearted fiends have laid waste to our town.
Look, Hartley is ahead. All must not be lost. Well met, friend. Is the crafting hall safe?
A group of Black Wolves entered that building yonder not long ago, John. Together, surely we can take them and reclaim this area. You've cleared the crafters area of enemies.
Although the Mad Badger burns, I still hold out hope.
You have fared well, my friend, but all might be lost regardless. We have protected the market square and the crafters area. Already the Mad Badger burns. Perhaps my father is still alive, but I hold little hope. Follow Otley and me. We will defend what is left of this town to the death if we must.
Father, I knew you would survive.
Dear? What's wrong with you, dear? I'm alive, son, but I grow weary from the fight. Does Archet fall now? I have been a fool. This is not the time to blame.
They approach! Defend us!
No more time for games. We come for the Rangers.
What have you done, Calder Cobb? What have you become? You've always been blind where I was concerned, Captain, but perhaps you begin to understand me. All I know is that you betrayed your home and your peoples. You should be ashamed. Enough talk. Amdir is now a servant of Mordor. Come, Dunadan. Amdir, where are you going? Don't listen to them. Amdir! No! I will have the power in Archet now, Brackenbrook.
Father! No!
I have defeated Calder Cobb, but alas, too late.
What misery has befallen us? My father was right to trust no one.
This is a sad day indeed. Archet is burned, my father is dead, and the ranger was taken by evil men, if men they can be called. Now all we can do is wait for the flames to die down. Then, with luck, we may begin to rebuild our poor town. This is no place for a hobbit. Let us see that you and the others get safely back to the Shire.
With the Blackwolves' grip on Archet broken, the hobbits hurry home to the Shire, eager to return to their simple, peaceful lives. But not all is as peaceful as it seems. Troubles stir at the bounds, and a shadow of fear is left in the wake of the Nazgûl.
And now we are in Mickle-Delving, which really is a peaceful town. Not like Archet, which simulated being a peaceful town, but this is a lovely little place, a quiet little place. It is absolutely the backwater of the Shire. There isn't even anything you can kill here. It is that peaceful. And look, there's Mundo Sackville-Baggins. Surely he will have something nice and friendly to say. Surely he will thank me for my help. No. He's a Sackville-Baggins. He's got nothing good to say to anyone.
Can't a body be left alone?
You'll never see me outside the bounds of the Shire again. Some Bagginses may enjoy an uncomfortable adventure, but not I. To think that I had to rely on big folk to pull me from the grips of others. You didn't help much with the way you marched us back to the Shire either, Wayward. You ungrateful little cuss, and I brought you bacon. But now, I have acquired the milestone skill, I have acquired the passive skill novice, and that means I am out in the world. If there is anybody on chat or on Twitch who can send me a kinvite, I would appreciate that very much, because I miss my people. Anyone? Hello? Why, thank you. I am back among my people. I am with my kinship. The kinship named Here Be Dragons, which is, in my humble opinion, the best kinship on the server of Landroval in Lord of the Rings Online. I love my kinship. They are good people. I see Ashdella. I see Paxwold. I see that you haven't kicked me up to Kinsman yet, but that's okay. I see Arawa, and I see Tuba, and I see Danklaw, and I see Lavendelia, and I see Verwin, and I see me among my people, my friends, and I am glad to be home. Thank you. Yeah, a little bit of steam lag, but we kind of knew about the lag already, didn't we? I finally made it. It took over 2 hours, but I made it through the dang intro. Thank you. I appreciate that promotion. I will kick myself up to officer later because I can do that. And why? Because I am the leader of this kinship. And occasionally they even follow. But only once in a while. Because I wouldn't want to get too big for my britches.
Might I speak with you a moment?
What else does Mundo have to say? I can bet it's nothing good. This is outrageous, Wayward. I will not be satisfied until I receive compensation for my treatment at the hands of those black wolves. I have been most ill-used, and it is more than any hobbit would stand. The Sackville-Bagginses should be able to travel through the Shire and even into Breeland if he wishes it without danger of being abducted. And when the Sackville-Bagginses is promised gold... Wait, dude, who promised you gold? I didn't promise you gold. I didn't hear anyone else promise you gold. What? And when a Sackville-Bagginses is promised gold, he better receive some gold when the whole thing is done with. It is only fair. I wrote this letter while you were off looking for John Brackenbrook. It doesn't include the business with the brigands burning Archet or that ranger becoming so strange, but it's sure to be enough for old Flower Dumpling. Take my letter to Mayor Will Whitfoot in Mickledelving. He'll be just outside the town hall, which will be to your left, surrounded by hedges when you entered town. You ungrateful putz. I should have left you in the flames. Sackville-Bagginses. Let's take a moment to read this lovely letter that Mundo Sackville-Baggins has written to Mayor Will Whitfoot. I am sure that it is full of kindness and joy. To the Mayor, Will Whitfoot of Mickledelving, I am writing to you from the town of Archet, Mayor, and I have some outrageous news to report. Before you arrived in office, many members of my family had been comfortable with traveling throughout the Shire, even into Breeland on occasion, and felt no fear of danger to their persons or effect. Now that you are in office, Mayor, the situation is much different. I've been put in the way of harm at the hands of unsavory big folk, and I'm holding you personally accountable, Whitford. You will pay just compensation for the damage to my peace of mind and the loss of comfort this experience has caused me, and you will do so at once. Ow. I would like to not do that again, please. I direct you to make this payment to my Aunt Lobelia at Bag End. She will hold it for me until I have settled my senses enough and feel ready to make the trip to Hobbiton. You had better do this, Whitfoot, or you can say goodbye to your position as mayor. Mundo Sackville-Baggins, concerned citizen and pain in the ass. It doesn't say that last part, but it should. Alright, I'm sure the mayor will be just so happy to get that letter. It's such a happy letter, such a joyful little letter he's written. I feel vaguely dirty just carrying it around. But let us talk to this bounder because he has quests for us. First quest, he wants us to join the bounders.
Please, stay a moment.
There's tell you're one that helps those in need. Well, if you want to help us Shire folk, I'm a hobbit. I am a Shire folk. You'll have to join the bounders. Most hobbits are friendly enough but suspicious of strangers. As a bounder, they'll trust you, well, at least a bit, anyway. If you want to join the watch as a bounder, you'll have to speak to the second sheriff. He's the only one who can sign you up. You'll find him in Mickledelvin near the town hall. Second Sheriff Bunce is respected by most folk, so if he says you're a right sort, they'll listen. I will talk to Second Sheriff Bodo Bunce, and I will get my Bounder's feather cap. It will not be nearly as magnificent as my plumed hat, but I will survive. There's another quest he has for me. You hear that little ding when she cheered at me? That was a little ding. You know what that little ding means? That little ding is the sound of a hidden deed being initiated. That particular hidden deed means that when people cheer at me enough times, up to 5 per day, but when they cheer at me enough times, I will get some kind of reward. I don't know offhand what kind of reward, but it will be a reward, and I will be thankful to have it. It might be an emote, it might be a title, but it will be a reward. I might get this in 20 days, or I might get this in 200 days. One really never knows. But we have another quest here. And this quest says, from the Shire to Breetown. This is a vector
Might I
quest.
speak with you a moment?
This is a quest that will steer us in another direction that we need to go. We will sometimes get these quests when we hit certain levels, either automatically or from other people that we encounter in our travels. And the purpose of these quests is basically to take us to the next location we need to get to so that we can keep going about our business. Continue to level up in an area that is suitable for our level. Now, back in the olden days, there were times you didn't even get out of the intro until you were level 5. And it took a lot longer to level up in those days. You could spend an eternity in the Shire and still not quite be leveled up enough to go to Breetown without dying. These are not those days. Nowadays, you get out of the intro and you're just about ready to get the heck out of the Shire altogether. Which we're not going to do because there is a lot of really good content here to see, and I want to spend some time on that. But here's a quest telling us that if we want to, we can go to Breetown. Feeling a bit cooped up here in the Shire, eh? I say you should go to Bree, where the men dwell. There's bound to be work for an enterprising sort like yourself. Head east along the road and you'll reach the gates of Bree before you know it. State of the road, mind you. The bounders don't stray far from Shire. When you reach Breetown, speak to the mayor. He's a friendly fellow and he might find use for your talents. If you go talk to this guy, we will give you 90 copper. 90 copper. That used to be a lot of money in the old days. Well, okay, let me not lie to you. That was never a lot of money. But money in general was a whole lot harder to come by. It's easier now. But in any case, basically what this is telling you is when you get sick of the Shire, or when you have outleveled the Shire, you want to head to Bree. That's the direction you want to head into. So we will take that quest only because if we don't take that quest, we will be seeing that quest all over the place until we do. And we will just hang on to that quest until we get around to getting to Breetown, which won't be for a while, so I will take it off my quest tracker. And then everyone, including me, will be happy. But we got another thing to do here. It's an important thing. We got to check the mail. We have gotten our first mail. And there are 2 items in the mail that we got automatically upon finishing the intro. The first one is a letter from John Brackenbrook. He is sending us a letter of commendation. Let us open it and see what he has to say. John Brackenbrook says, I need more tea. Greetings. I've written a letter on your behalf. Others in our chat collected what they could to give to you and made a nice present of it. Make certain to get the letter, read it, and then take it to Constable Sisselwood in Archet or Postman Newbuck in Little Delving. You remain in the hearts of the people of Archet. Respectfully, John Brackenbrook. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Mundo Sackville-Bagginses may not appreciate what we did, but John Brackenbrook, he surely does. So we will detach this item. It will go into our bags. And we will look at this item, and we will see that it is a gift pack bound to Wayward, which means I cannot give it away. And what we will do, we will right-click on it to open it. Look at all that stuff we just got. We got a wrapped horse whistle. This means you get a free mount for the first 24 hours. Now, if you are VIP and you can do the riding quest, or if you have a lot of LOTRO points and you can purchase the riding skill and get a mount that way, well, that's all well and good. But if you have none of those things, if you are on a free-to-play account, if you do not have a mount in your bag like I do, you can use this package to give you a free mount for 24 hours so you do not have to run everywhere. So this is a useful thing for somebody like that. For me, not so useful. I got a ton of horses. So I'm just going to drag it and get rid of it because despite the fact that I seem to have a lot of bag space, I really don't, and I will use it up in no time. They have also given us 2 potions, morale potions and power potions. Back in the olden days, potions were the best things you can get. And at upper levels, or if you're doing instances, potions are still the best thing you can get. I am a minstrel. I don't need potions. Not at this level, at least. Now, my main, which is almost at level cap, she carries around full stacks of healing potions and power potions at all times, even though theoretically she can heal herself because, you know, it's just good sense. At this level, nah, taking up room. Let's get rid of it. Then, we have an interesting little letter. It is a letter from the masters and mistresses of apprentices who represent the many craft guilds of Middle-earth. They made certain that we received this letter inviting you to visit them. So let's click on it and read it. It says, Wayward, the crafting guilds of Middle-earth thank you for all you've done for the free peoples and would like to extend an invitation to speak to our representative, Blossom Proudfoot, at the crafting area in Mickledelving. We acknowledge your ability as a combatant and invite you to try your hand at a less violent form of work, craftsmanship. You will find that Blossom Proudfoot is an able teacher who can introduce you to pursuits ranging from cooking to scholarly to smithy and everything in between. Sincerely, the Crafting Guilds of Middle-earth. Well, when we get down to Mickledelving, which is just down the road, and we will be there shortly, I will tell you a little bit more about the crafting system in this game. It's pretty straightforward and actually kind of a lot of fun. I already have in mind what I'm going to be, but we'll talk about that then. For now, I'm going to accept this quest, which will give me a blazing 42 copper, because, hey, 42 copper is 42 copper. And I will drag this over here because it is a quest item and I need to hang on to it. And hang on one moment because I got a report another gold spammer. I don't know what's wrong with these people. I know for sure nobody's using them. Because why would you use them when you can basically get stuff off the store and sell it for gold just as cheap and not risk having your account compromised? That there person was probably a player at one point. Then they used some gold seller. They got their identity compromised. They lost their account. And now their account is being used to spam. What a shame. So I've reported that gold spammer and put him on ignore. Now I can also take these dies, which are going to go in my vault. And these dies, which I got from the box, which are also going to go in my vault. I got a fair amount of navy blue dye right now. And then there is this, the letter of commendation, which starts a quest. Let's click on that and read it. It says, the letter reads, be it known that I, John Brackenbrook, overseeing the rebuilding of Archet, write this on behalf of Wayward. I fought alongside Wayward in an attempt to thwart the Blackwold brigands and their Angmarim masters. Should it be within your power, give Wayward some measure of welcome and thanks for all they have done. John Brackenbrook. Apparently, John Brackenbrook wishes us well in our further endeavors. That's awful nice. Dude just lost his father, now he's in charge of a town. He's got so much on his mind, but he actually took time to think of us, and I am grateful for that. So we are going to deliver this to the postmaster who is standing right next to us. And what this also does, this is our intro to barter tokens.
Hello.
I heard what you did. Mundo will never admit to it, but what you did with the tall folk will be talked about behind your back for years. To think you helped save not only 2 hobbits from the Shire, but a whole town. Marry me, you must have little baggins in you. Here, take these and then look through my wares. You may find something there to your liking, adventurer. Reward, 5 tokens of salutation. Now these 5 tokens of salutation are only useful from this guy. He will trade for a couple of healing potions or maybe a token that will give you a little bit of run speed, but that's not important. What this really means is they are showing you how barter tokens work, because barter tokens are a thing that we're going to see later on. When you get when you do instances, you will get tokens that you can then exchange for armor or weapons or other things. You will get reputation items that you can either use for reputation or exchange for armor or other things, or cute kitties. Where's my kitty? Let me call my kitty. There's my kitty. I was lonely without my kitty. So this is basically an introduction to barter tokens. I'm actually not going to trade mine in. There's nothing that guy has that I need, and I kind of like running around with my early tokens. I know it's kind of strange, but it just gives me a memory from being in the intro, and I just kind of like that. But anyway, that's what that's for. That's what it's meant to do. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to get some of this stuff out of my bag. Remember how I mentioned that I get a lot of stuff dropped into my bag because I've been playing this game for a long time and I've gotten pre-orders, and so there are things that I get. Well, I have all these things that dropped into my bag and I have not been able to use them till now. This is the riding characteristic. I get it for free. You can also buy it from the LOTRO store. You can also earn it at level 20 if you are VIP by doing a quest in a horse race up in North Bree at Hangstacer Farm. But I've got it in my bag because I got something at some point that drops it into the bag of every new tune. You note it has 2 requirements. It says barring passive skill riding, which means you can't use this if you already know how to ride, because there would be no point. It also says it requires novice. Well, I got novice status the minute I finished that quest from Mundo after getting out of the intro, so now, finally, I can get my riding skill and use my mounts. Look, all the horses that had the red lines around them, I can use them now. So I got a steed, and 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 one more. Now I get to look in my bags and figure out which of them I like best. I think I'm going to go for the Perlino pony because it is a slightly less plain pony than some of them. But it's also a little bit rare. You had to do something special to get these. To be honest, I don't remember what. There are a couple different vectors for getting them. It's a little bit special, and so I like this one. And what I'm going to do is drag this horse to my quick slot so that I can mount up real quick whenever I want to. Now, mind you, I could drag all 8 of these to quick slots if I wanted, but even though it looks like I have a lot of empty quick slots now, they're gonna fill up fast. But I have 1 steed on my toolbar, and that is good enough. I'm also going to move this kinship house port that I got when I got invited to my kinship. I'm going to put that off in the corner so it's not on my main toolbar, because otherwise I might be fighting somebody and then suddenly find myself transported away to the kin house, and that might be a problem. So now that I've got that taken care of, well, I opened up that gift that John Brackenbrook sent me, and in it was another gift. This one says minimum level 6, and since I'm already minimum level 7, well, I can open that too. And it's got some more stuff in there for me. There's a 10% run speed boost. I'm going to use that. There are 2 regenerative foods. I'm going to dump those because I don't need them right now. I'll explain more about that later. And another box. This one has minimum level 7, so hey, let's open that too. Now the box has a red line around it. This means I cannot use it. And if you look at the text up here, you will see that it says minimum level 8 in red. What that means is that is a condition that is keeping me from using it. Minimum level 8, I am still level 7. I cannot use this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag it down here, and I'm just going to hang on to that until I level up a little more and I can open it. Meanwhile, inside there was a buff to add a little bit of morale, and a buff to add a little bit of power. And I may need those later, so I'm just going to drag them over to this pile of stuff that I'm going to dump in my vault. And here's a Tome of Defense, and I'm going to drag that over here too. Here I have a Writ of Special Passage. All known travel routes, regardless of their restrictions, become available and free. This effect continues to expire in game time. It lasts for an hour. This is a useful thing. I'm going to hang on to that for later because I don't need it right now. So now I've taken care of almost everything except for that last piece of mail. I got a letter from Bingo Boffin. Bingo Boffin is a hobbit that lives in Mickle-Delving, and he has a journey he's going to go on, and he's going to ask you to come along with him. It's a journey that took about a year when it first came out. The Bingo Boffin quests were released as episodic quests, a new one every week over the course of 52 weeks. And so every week we would wait for the new Bingo quest to come out, and then we would do it, and we would wait for the next Bingo quest to come out. And a lot of people complained and moaned about how boring it was, blah, blah, blah. But at the end, by the time the Bingo quests ended, I think most of us were pretty sorry to see them end, and we're pretty glad we'd gotten to go along for the ride. You can still do these quests. You can do them all at once now, which is kind of cool. They start off as little baby quests for a little baby tune. By the time you get near the end of the quest line, you got to be 85 or 90 or even 100 to finish them up. So it's still a good series of quests to keep doing over a period of time. And I'm going to pick those up when we go over to Mickle-Delving. Right now I'm going to open up his letter and read about it. From Bingo Boffin, request for assistance. Hello there and well met. I hope this missive is not intruding on anything important, and if by unhappy chance it is, I am sure you will disregard it and take no offense. But it is my very sincere hope that it does not intrude, and instead is met with some degree of interest and curiosity in the matter I propose. For you see, I have need of some help with a small matter, and, well, I say a small matter, but I do not know how long it might take. It could end up being quite a big matter as these things go, but we will not know until it is quite underway, will we? If you are interested in learning more, I ask that you please seek me out at my comfortable hobbit hole just north of the town hall at Mickle-Delving, being the principal town of the Shire. Yours in need and looking forward to your positive reply, Mr. Bingo Boffin, Mickle-Delving. Well, we will stop by and say hello to Mr. Bingo Boffin, but what we are going to do first is get off our high horse. We're going to talk to Postman Newbuck because he has a quest for us. And this is not just any quest, this is a very special quest. This is a bundle for Mickle-Delving.
Could I take a moment of your time?
Oh, hello. Are you passing through? Would you perhaps be heading down to Mickle-Delving? You see, I have a satchel that must be delivered to Postmaster Proudfoot in Mickle-Delving. The reputation of the Quick Post Service isn't what it once was, and I really want gentle hobbits throughout the Shire to once again trust in the speedy delivery of their mail. Would you mind taking it from the table over there and delivering it to Postmaster Proudfoot? He can be found in the square outside Town Hall. Just look for the stone wall. Please deliver it to him as quickly as you can, for he won't be happy with me if I get it to him late. Oh, and let no busybodies bother you as you deliver the mail. Come rain, come shine, come nosy hobbits, a postman must deliver the mail on time. So what we got to do now, we have got to pick up one of these satchels. We've got to run to Mickle-Delving. And we have got to avoid nosy hobbits. Now, if there are nosy hobbits about, we are going to see a little eye symbol on our mini-map up here. And it will show us where the nosy hobbits are so that we can avoid them. This is not the only quest of its kind. This is one of, I believe, 13 quests that will have us delivering mail all over the Shire. And when we do this quest, when we finish all these quests, we will complete a deed. And completing that deed will give us a virtue, and the name of that virtue is patience. I'm not kidding. In-game, we have characteristics known as virtues. Virtue traits: discipline, determination, confidence. One of these is patience. You earn it in the Shire by delivering mail. And pies. Yeah. We're going to do most of those a little bit later, but we're going to do this one right now for one main reason, and that is that once you get out a little delving, you don't ever want to come back. So I'm going to pick up a satchel, and me and Kitty are going to run down the road with it. It really is a pretty place, isn't it? Now that's a hungry hobbit. He doesn't show up on the mini-map, you'll notice. He does figure into the pie quests. He does not figure into the mail quests. Only nosy hobbits figure into these. And we're going to run just as fast as our little hobbit feet can carry us through these pretty bucolic fields and down this path. Look at that. Isn't that a pretty place? And I'm going to take a moment just to show you this thing right here. See that circle of stones? That's called a red circle. When you end up running out of morale because something has fought you, you don't actually die. You become demoralized. And you fade away and you come back in the red circle. There it is. There's one like them all over the place by most major towns and sometimes in the most inconvenient places. But yeah. And hopefully we're not going to find out more about those for a while because, well, I'll get into that in a little bit. Let's just say we don't want to die too early. And we're going to run over to Postmaster Proudfoot. And we have completed a bundle for Mickle Delving. Oh, we have a new kinny. An alt. Somebody has added their alt to the kin. Alt, welcome. That is what we say when somebody adds an alt. It's just our thing. Postmaster Proudfoot has a quest for us too. And he wants us to take a bundle to Waymeet, and we will, but not right now. What we are going to do is go talk to Mayor Will Whitfoot.
Good day.
What's this? Oh dear, a letter from a Sackville-Bagginses is not something you want to see. He's holding me personally accountable for his troubles in Breeland. I wasn't even there. I've never even been outside the Shire. And now I'm supposed to pay just compensation to his family? But he took no harm and was in Archet out of his own accord. You don't happen to know why I wanted to be a mayor, do you? 'Cause I seem to have forgotten.
Could I take a moment of your time?
I am now level 8. I've thought about Mundo's demand that I pay compensation for his ill treatment in Breeland, Wayward, and I'm not going to do it. We simply can't afford to pay money to satisfy a single hobbit for an experience that was his own fault to begin with. The Sackville-Bagginses have never liked me either. I think it was one of them that started calling me Flower Dumpling after the roof of the town hall gave way and buried me in chalk, you know. I don't mind when the sheriffs call me that, but from the Sackville-Bagginses it is just too much. The time has come to take a stand. I will not be bullied by the Sackville-Bagginses any longer. They can't push me around, and I don't mind telling them that. Well, actually, I'm a little busy. Run along to Bag End north of Hobbiton and tell Lobelia that for me, will you? Yeah. So we're going to talk to Lobelia Sackville-Baggins, and hers is a name that if you have any acquaintance with Lord of the Rings, You have heard of Lobelia Sackville-Bagginses. She is not a pleasant person. She is not a friendly person. She is not a person we want to talk to, but we are going to end up talking to her. But not right now. We'll get to that later. Now, there's something kind of important about these quests. You might have noticed that it said New Quest Prologue, Flower Dumpling Stand. There are a series of quests in the book, and they are kind of more important than all the rest. They are the epic quest line. They are labeled in prologues and volumes and chapters. And what those quests are in the epic quest line, that is our main story as we progress through Middle-earth. There are different places we can go to quests. There are different things we can do. But the epic storyline is our main storyline. The way the Lord of the Rings Online was comprised of books, and they had their story. Frodo had his story. Strider had his story, etc., etc. The epic quest line is our story. So it's something you want to keep up with as you level up. Also because the rewards can be kind of good. And in many places you have to follow the epic quest line in order to get certain rewards that you need to be going on with, like your legendary weapon when you hit level 45 or 50 and go to Moria. That's quite a bit of a way in the future, but for now we are going to keep up with the prologue, which is going to take us to Epic Volume 1. And we will follow the stories as they go along. This is the very beginning of ours. It comes out of the intro, and it will take us up to the point where we pick up the main epic. Now there's another thing that just popped up here. Quest Ready to Advance Fall Festival is here. In Middle-earth, in Lord of the Rings Online, we have festivals, and they are fun. You have certain seasonal quests that you do, and mostly the rewards you get from festivals are going to be cosmetics, housing decor, things you can wear that don't give you armor stats but make your character look good. Those are cosmetics. Things that you can put in your in-game housing, that's housing decor. Cosmetic pets, which are things like my kitty right here, that don't help you in combat but do follow you around and keep you company. And sometimes some other rewards that you do use at level cap. Festivals are always fun, and they're a good place to get XP if you want to level up fast. We are going to drop by the Fall Festival in a little bit. But again, that we will do later. We have another quest to turn in here, and that is the Join the Bounders quest. If you look, you can kind of see the difference in the quest rings. This is a quest ring of a quest that someone is waiting to give us. This is a quest ring from a quest that we have completed and need to turn in. It's very subtle here. It's hard to tell the difference. For the epic quest lines in particular, those rings will blaze, and it's pretty easy to see where they are and what you're doing.
Hello.
But we're going to finish up this quest. The Join the Bounders quest is a quest you want to do once you start messing around in the Shire, because every NPC will try to give it to you until you take it. There will be quest rings everywhere. So you take the quest and you turn it in just to have it done with. But also you get a Bounder's Feather Cap. It's not a great cap, but it's a Bounder's Cap. So you were sent my way, were you? Well, I've heard good things about you, and I'd be glad to have you helping us out. Welcome, well met, well hired. Help out as many Shire folk as you can, and you'll rise through the ranks. Our cares may seem of small importance to others, the delivery of the mail, the tasting of fine foods, the lighting of fireworks, but you and I know they are worth protecting. These peaceful ways are threatened, and danger can be found even throughout the Shire. Aid our people with their daily concerns, but if you travel to more distant villages, such as Needlehole, Overhill, or Brockenborings, bring a weapon with you, Bounder. Life is dangerous on the borders of the Shire, and the further you get from Mickledelving and Hobbiton, the more likely you are to see combat. So we will take our Bounder's Feather Cap. And our pretty plumed hat only has 5 armor. This has 13 armor, so we want to wear this because it's going to keep us safer. But is it quite as attractive as our plumed hat? No, it is not. So what we're going to do, I'm going to give you a quick look at the cosmetic system, which we looked at before. First time we looked at the cosmetic system, we looked at the equipment page, which basically just lets you toggle stuff on and off. Now you see a hat, now you don't. But there's a whole other way to deal with this. We have outfit slots. And in those outfit slots, we can drag things and be able to wear them visually, even though we are wearing other things that have better armor. I will wear the following outfit. Click that button to make it so. And now you see my spiffy plumed hat. You also see all the stuff on my equipment outfit that I toggled off. I would need to close the eyes on those slots to make them not show. Easy peasy, nice system. And what I'm going to do is take just a second to put my girl in some clothes that are a little bit more to my liking. See that icon? That's the vault. This guy is the vault. He also lets us open the wardrobe. Eventually, he will let us open the wardrobe.
How do you do?
Eventually. There we go. This is the wardrobe. You get 20 slots free with VIP. You buy the rest 5 or 10 slots at a time. I have 310. I might like cosmetics a little bit. And it is true, I do like cosmetics, and what I'm going to do is put some cosmetics on this girl. Now, the advantage of having a wardrobe like this, there's a couple of them. The first thing is, if you drag an item into wardrobe, you can then put it on any toon, even if it is heavy armor and your toon can only wear light, even if your toon cannot equip the thing. Once it's in wardrobe, it's just a pretty picture, and your toon can wear it no matter what she does. The other reason is that it allows you to store stuff without keeping the original, and that's useful because a lot of the stuff in here is stuff that was armor on another toon. I don't necessarily want to keep it forever, but I do like the appearance. Another benefit, I will show you once I find an item that really will show it off. I will pull up armor legs. See this? Look at all these colors on these strong SE Stemnet skirmish leggings. All those colors. Each one of those is a different type of dye. When you have something in wardrobe, you can dye it different colors, and it will hold all the different colors of dye that you put on it. When you dye an actual item, it only has one color. It's like dyeing a regular piece of clothes. You can have a white shirt, or you can dye the shirt blue. But once you've dyed the shirt blue, if you dye it red, it will stop being blue and it will never be white again. Using the wardrobe system, if you have a shirt, you put in a white shirt, you dye it blue, and then you dye it red, you now have a red shirt, a blue shirt, and a white shirt. Very useful. Saves money on dye. So I'm going to go over here to the Cosmetics Outfit tab. Go to Outfit 1. And I'm going to wear those strong East Stemnet skirmish leggings in even dim blue, which is one of my favorite colors. I have a particular shirt in mind that I happen to like a lot. Oh, thank you. Ash just pointed out that the wardrobe is behind the camera stream. Well, we can see part of the... Alright. Yeah, you're right. That totally didn't show up. Okay, so illustrating the principle again. See the little drop down? Here are all the colors. I can do this in black, blue, green, red, rose, Shire plum, or white. Still blocked. I will get used to the streaming thing eventually, I promise. Alright, now do you see the drop down? Do you see all the colors? Okay. Again, I just kept putting dye on this jacket and it just keeps adding more options. So that's a really useful thing. But the most useful part is the fact that you can put any item on any tune. This dwarf steel jacket of might was originally heavy armor that would have been worn by a guardian or a champion. A minstrel couldn't wear it because they don't wear that kind of armor, but I can have her wear it by putting it into the wardrobe and equipping it from there into a cosmetic slot. And here we have my favorite shirt. It's not really a shirt, it's a piece of armor. But it dyes like a shirt. Ash has 0 slots compared to my 310. I have 310 wardrobe slots, 309 of them are full. 309! In fairness, I have over 20 tunes, so it kind of makes sense. 20 tunes, 7 outfit slots, do the math, okay, but still, yeah, I've invested a lot in my wardrobe. So now I have on her a shirt that I like better and pants I like better. I have a pair of gloves in mind that I want her to wear. Now I'm going to go out of armor, and I'm going to go into outfit, hands. Isengard prison gloves. Prisoner gloves. These are the gloves that a prisoner in Isengard would wear. Spoilers. Another character earned these, and I am going to look for the even dim blue version because I'm doing even dim blue here, and I'm going to drag these over here. Look at that. Now she's got some spiffy, stripy, fingerless gloves to go with the rest of her outfit. They're shaping up pretty well. I like this. Now shoes, I'm going to toggle them off because hobbits don't wear shoes, okay? Maybe boots for fighting when she gets to be a little bit bigger, but right now she does not need them. Now, I'm going to need something for her to wear on her back. I could go into outfit back because I have a lot of cloaks there that I got from festivals, but I have a piece of armor that I want to put on her, and it's a piece of armor I'm kind of proud of. This is a Dragok cloak. You get this from fighting a giant dragon. I have fought the giant dragon. I have kicked its ass. I love Dragok, one of my favorite instances, and it's one of the few that still requires mechanics nowadays. This is my worm scale Blade Master, do I want? I have a couple. Yeah. Look at that. Is that not cool? Let me show you the default version of it too, because this is spiffy. That's the default version. You can only get this cloak through doing that one instance. Now you can get a version of this, a purely cosmetic version of this, by going over to Lalia's shop in Bree and paying 100 Mithril coin, which is a lot. And you can get the cosmetic version of this cloak. Or you can do the instance enough times to get the scales you need to do it. That's what I did. And then if you keep doing stuff, you get more spiffy stuff and you can upgrade the cloak and you can get the version that looks like this. The shimmery one. I love this cloak and I am proud of this cloak. And I wear this cloak with pride in part because I am a member of Here Be Dragons, which is, in my opinion, the best server, the best kinship on Land River server in Lord of the Rings Online. I can say that without stumbling over it. But right now I'm going to wear the colorful version because I feel like it. There's only one other thing I want to do. Now, you'll note I finished talking about how you dye things in wardrobe rather than dye the original thing. Well, the plumed hat that I'm wearing, It's a great hat, but it's pretty common, and I can get it anytime I go through the intro, so I'm not going to bother putting in wardrobe and taking up a slot, because I've already taken up 309 of my 310 wardrobe slots, and I don't want to use one up on something I can easily get again, so I'm just going to take this. I'm going to talk to the vault keeper again. I'm going to open shared storage, and in shared storage, I am going to find the tab here of all the things that I carry, and as you can tell, I carry a lot of things. I'm going to go through this tab, and I'm going to go to the dye section. See this? This is all clothing dye. I have a scholar. Scholars make dyes. I collect them. See all these purple ones? These are ones you get at festivals for tokens. I collect those too. And that is my timer telling me that we are at about an hour, and I need to wrap this up. Wrap up the recording at least. I'm going to keep the stream going. So if you've been watching the video version of this, I thank you for tuning in, and I hope you will tune in for the next version. And if you're watching the stream, just hang out. I'm going to keep it going in just another second. Thank you very much. See you next time.